so I thought what I would do today is something a little different for the site, which is a tutorial really, but it's for a song Sin doesn't like. Sorry, bud. I like it, even if you don't like the chorus. I'm talking about Strength of the World, and a lot of good meat in this song. But we're going to start off with the intro, of course, and the string part I've kind of transcribed into for guitar into a solo. It's easy, so it should be a good starting point for somebody wanting to pick up and learn some lead. I'm not going to sit here and talk like you start on the 14th fret at on the 3rd string and then you hammer on here. I'll touch on a few of the bits, but I find that a lot of times just seeing somebody play something up close can be a big help. So we'll start off with the clean channel, and I am tuned to drop D, which is how probably 95% of Avenged Sevenfold is played. So we are at D, A, D, G, B, E. All that's different from standard tuning is that low D. This is the normal note, E, and it's dropped down to D. Big reason for that is that you can do one finger power chords. They sound better with dirt, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, okay, so the opening bit of the song really just starts off with D minor, going to the top part of an open G chord. These are basic cowboy chords, campfire chords as some people call them, but we start off with the low D, rumble. Right? Sounds familiar, right? Okay, so it's just the D minor, which here you can kind of see the chord there. We get in frame focus. Okay, so we're focusing on the 3 strings we have fretted plus the D string and low D string. Okay, and there's going to be a tricky slide. You're going to use that pinky to slide up from 3 to 5. So you'll see that in a second. Here, okay. Let me back up a little bit here so we can. And that's when some of the instrumental flourishes and the orchestra and everything come in. And I'm going to switch tones a little bit. I'm going to go to something that has a little bit of gain on it, but not a whole lot. We don't want to play this with full honkin' metal. So we'll switch over to a tone that I just call kind of blues lead. And what we're going to do here, we're going to keep most of our focus in right around the 14th, 12th and 14th positions. 12th is your octave. So here's the first note. It's this, hell. Somebody's going to scum me for my theory knowledge here. G, B, C, D, it's a D. So, it's good to slide up to it, so. Okay, so that's the first part of it. A few slides that I put in there for embellishment and to, kind of give it more of a feel. You'll want to start learning how to do that well, and a little bit of bend. Here when you're doing a single finger bend like this, it often helps to keep that finger on the side of the guitar, and that way you can just use the leverage of the neck here to get a good shake on it. You don't want to overdo it and be obnoxious. You're trying to put some feel into it, not go apeshit crazy. Okay, so And then we go into that part again. Wait. So, that part, a couple of more slides in there for embellishment. We're also moving up to, to around the 17th fret. We're hitting some notes on the 20th, 22nd fret. So you're not going to be able to play that on your acoustic guitar. And then, we're going there. There's some tricky stuff here where if you want to really play it smoothly, you kind of have to use a bar and roll the bar. You want to keep that one finger on the one string when you play it, and then kind of roll it over to the next adjacent string when you play that. And if you see that, I pretty much used one finger for that whole thing. And you can use any finger, but that happened to be the one that's there from the last part, right? So. And then I usually go and kind of slide that down and, embellishment. Oh, I got the notes wrong there. I'm still getting some notes wrong there. Okay, so a little bit more sliding, a little bit more string changing, but it's not fast. So you can work on it as slow as you need to. Super duper slow. Get the notes clean. Get your changes clean, get your slides good, get the feel good, and then work on speeding it up. Play along to a metronome. Listen to the track along to the metronome to set your beats right, and then hear how all of those notes sit in the beats of the metronome. Okay, that's a good tip, because sometimes when you slow something down too much, it's hard to hear, because it's changed so much. It's hard to hear the differences in where the notes go. So I find that sometimes listening to the metronome slow, along with the track, helps me figure out sometimes where in the beat certain notes are. That'll help you when you slow it down and speed it up again. All right, so let's see, where were we? Shoot, I forgot. Let me start over again, and then we'll get to the end part. I'm just going to play through the whole thing because I forgot where I was. And here we were. All right, so that's it. And some of the parts down here, this can be a little tricky, kind of using this as your center. But try really hard to get it. You can move it down. You can move it up the neck, but to avoid that. But you really probably shouldn't, just because it's good to get some of that finger independence in there. All right, so that's that, and then of course we go into the meat of the track, which is if you have any questions. Hope you got something out of this. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, so I'm finally posting a video. Here you go. Thanks.